Hello friends, welcome. In this video we are going to learn on how to make an heat impact in our Scratch project. So if you guys know about heat impact, it's some kind of a fire explosion or a smoke or any kind of particles that explodes out when a bullet or a bomb or any kind of sword or any kind of weapon hits an object in a game, and we'll make that. So let's get started. First of all, let's make our heat impact heat impact sprite. So first of all, let me show you what I have done so far in my game. So we have got nothing actually. So this is a sprite. So this is a player sprite, and we have got a helicopter sprite and a tank sprite, and there are nothing right now in here. It doesn't do anything, and we'll make everything here right now. Okay, so let's first of all make the heat impact sprite. So let me go to the choose a sprite option and not choose a sprite. So let's paint our own heat impact. So I'll choose a circular shape, and let me just fill the color with white color. Yeah, so inside the circular shape there will be a white color, and next for the outline I'll choose a yellowish color for the impact, and let me just increase the outline to about 15 or 17. Okay, so let's make a circular shape here. Okay, that looks good. Let me just decrease its size a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think it's good for the showing the heat impact. And you can give other different types of styles for this heat impact, but for my case I will just leave it like this. Okay, so that's our heat impact, and let's just rename our sprite heat impact. That's it, heat impact impact. That's great. And let's get back to the code. And now first of all, let's make our player sprite shoot the bullets. Okay, so for that we need to make the bullets too. So let's make the bullet as well. So for that, let me just go and choose a sprite option, and let's click on the paint, and here we are going to make our own bullet. I'll choose a rectangular shape, and next let me just choose this color, and for the outline I'll choose a black color, and I'll make it, the outline will be very thin, and just let me make a small rectangle here. Okay, that's good. So this will be our bullet. Okay, so let me just rename this sprite as well, bullet bullet. Bullet. Great. So we have made our bullet sprite too, and now let's get back to code. Now let's make our player shoot the bullets. Okay, first of all, let me just click on the player sprite, and let's make our player actually follow the mouse pointer. Okay, so we can move our player using our mouse pointer. So for that, I'll just go on events, drag a when green flag, click block, and next I'll just go downwards, and there is something called forever loop. Drag it and attach it with the when green flag, click block, and next let's go to motions, and where is it? Okay, go to random position block inside the forever loop, and we are going to make our player sprite go to mouse pointer like this. Okay, so if I click in the green flag, now we can move our player sprite like this. Great. And the next thing, let's get back to the bullet, and let's fire some bullet. Okay, for that let's go to the events menu, drag a when green flag, click block, and next first of all let's hide this bullet. Okay, when we click on the green flag. So for that, let's go to looks menu, go downwards and drag a hide block. And if we click on the green flag, look, the bullet is hidden, and we will just create the bullets when we click on the mouse. Okay, so for that, let's go to forever loop and drag let's go to control and drag a forever loop, and here we are going to check if we have done mouse down or not. So let's drag a if block inside the forever loop. Let's go to the sensing and drag a touching mouse pointer, not touching, there is something called mouse down. Okay, let's drag this inside the if block, so it checks if we have clicked on the mouse or not. Okay, mouse down means clicking on the mouse, so if we click on the mouse, we will create a clone. So let's go to control and go downwards, and there is something called create clone of myself. Let's drag it inside the if block like this, and we will just have a little bit of wait time also after creating a clone. Okay, so that we won't create a whole lot of clone while clicking on the mouse. So let me go to upwards and drag a wait block just below the create a clone of myself box, and I will just wait for about 0.1 seconds. And after that, we have created the clone. So let's go to control again, go downwards and drag a when I start as a clone block. So when our bullet starts as a clone, we need to move our bullet. Okay, for that, let's go to motions. So our bullet must go towards this character first, okay, or towards the mouse pointer. So let me just drag go to random position block, not in the player. Why did I click a player? So let's go to the bullet sprite, and here let's drag go to random position block, and we are going to go to the mouse pointer. The bullet will go towards the mouse pointer, and after that, let's show the bullet. For that, let's go to looks, go downwards, show the bullet, and after that, let's move the bullet towards the left side of the the right side of the stage. Okay, for that, let's go to the motions, and we are going to change the X position. Okay, to make our bullet go towards the right side, we need to change the X position, and we are going to make it go towards the right edge like this. Okay, and we also need a loop for this one. So let me just drag a repeat until block. Okay, so let me drag a repeat until block here. After we show the bullet, we are going to drag a repeat until block, and inside this repeat until block, let's just place the change X by 10 block, and it's going to repeat. Our bullet is going to go towards the right until we touch our tank or the helicopter, or it touches the edge of the screen. Okay, so let's see what happens right now. If I click on the green flag and if I start clicking, then we can see our bullet. Yeah, but right now it just is not, the bullet hasn't been deleted. So let's make the clone to delete itself also after it has hit the edge, or if it hits the helicopter or the tank. For that, let's go to the bullet again, and here we are going to check if it is hitting the helicopter or tank or the edge. Okay, for that, let's go to sensing, drag a touching mouse pointer block, and instead of touching mouse pointer, we are going to check if it's touching tank. Next, let's drag another touching mouse pointer block, and this time the helicopter. Okay, heli, and last if it's touching the edge. So let's drag another mouse pointer, touching mouse pointer block, and here we are going to select edge. So if these three conditions become true, then we need to get out of the loop. Okay, so let's go to the operator and drag OR operator. Okay, let's grab two OR operators and place one OR operator inside the another operator like this, and let's place all these conditions inside the OR operator like this. Okay, like this. So if it's touching helicopter or tank or the edge, then we need to get out of this loop. Okay, so let's drag it all our repeat until blocks inside here like this, and now it will just repeat going towards the right side until it's touching the edge, tank or helicopter. So if it touches, then we get out of the loop and we will have to delete the clone of the bullet. So let's do that. Let's get back to the control, go downwards and drag or delete this clone block like this, and that's good. So let's see, if we click on the green flag, and now look, our clone has been deleted. Yeah, if it touches the edge or the tank or the helicopter, then it deletes itself. So let's make an impact first. Okay, so first of all we'll make an impact of the bullet itself, and we will also make use of hit impact in the next one. So first of all, let's go to the bullet and let's go to its costumes. Right now we have only one costume, so let's also change the costume of the bullet once it hits any of the edge or the tank or the helicopter. So for that we will just use the same costume as hit impact. So let's go to hit impact and let me just copy this costume. Just click on the pointer icon and let me just copy this costume and go towards a bullet, and here I'm going to just click on paint, and here let me just paste the costume like this. Okay, so the bullet has two costumes, one is this costume, that's bullet, and another is this impact costume. Okay, so let's go back to the code, and at first when the bullet starts as a clone, we need to switch the costume to the bullet's original costume, and if it hits, we will switch to that hit impact costume. Okay, so let's go to the looks menu and drag a switch costume block here. Before showing, we are going to switch to costume 1. The costume 1 is actually the bullet costume, original bullet, and if it hits, yeah, so if it hits, then we are going to change the costume to the costume number 2. Okay, so let's drag another switch costume block just before the delete this clone block, and we are going to switch the costume to costume number 2. So until it's not touching anything, it will just keep on going, and if it touches, it gets outside the loop and it will switch the costume to costume number 2. Okay, so let's see what happens right now. If I click on the green flag, if I shoot, look, we don't see actually anything, yeah, because it's too fast. So let's make a real impact now. Yeah, so to make the real impact, I have switched the costume, and next let's also make go to the looks menu, go downwards, and let me drag go to front layer. Okay, just before the switching of costume here, so that we can see the impact actually. So we move our bullet in the front layer so that we could see the effect, and after that let me change the size. Okay, so let's go to set size block just before the delete this clone block. Okay, so let me just separate this, delete this clone block right now, and I will set the size to about 150%. Okay, so I'll make the explosion a little bit bigger, and after that let me go to control and drag a repeat block, and let's repeat something 10 times. So let's go to the motions and let's drag a turn 15-degree block inside here. So we are going to turn this explosion effect and also change its size. Okay, so let's go to looks, go downwards and drag a change size by 10 block inside, and we are going to change it by -12. Yeah, and after that we are going to delete finally. Okay, so it will show some kind of explosion. So let's see what happens. So let me click on the green flag and let's shoot the bullet. Okay, look, so we can see some kind of impact. Yeah, so it's a little bit bigger, so let me make it a little bit smaller. Let's go to bullet and let's set the size to 120 only. And now let's see, click on the green flag. Yeah, and we can see on the edge it just looks like a explosion, and when we just do it, it looks like this. Okay, that's from the bullet size, the impact. And next let's use the heat impact as well to create a more explosion of the particles. So let's do that also. So for that, let's go to heat impact first, and then we need to actually make some variables. So let's make some variables for heat impact. So let's go to variables and go to make a variable. So to show the heat impact in the impacted area, we need to actually store the x and y position of that place or that part, I mean the sprite. Yeah, so let's make a variable, and let's create a variable called x underscore e underscore p. So this will just represent x position of the explosion position. Okay, so let's click OK, and next let's make a variable called y underscore e underscore p. Click on OK. So this will be the two positions that will be storing the position of whether a helicopter or a tank for this game. Okay, and for your game there would be other positions as well. And next let's go to tank first. Okay, and then let's check if a bullet hits the tank or not. For that, let me go to the events menu, drag a when green flag click block, and let's go to the control, drag a forever loop, and next let's drag a if block, and let's go to the sensing, drag a touching mouse pointer block inside the if block, and we are going to just check if the tank is touching the bullet or not. If it's touching the bullet, then we will just change these two variables. So let's go to the variables and drag a set my variable block 2 times, and we are going to set the first one to x ep and set the second to y ep, and we are going to set it to its x and y position. Okay, the tanks. So let's go to the events, not events, let's go to position, go downwards, and there is something called x position. So let's drag it inside the x ep, and let's drag y position and set it with y position for y ep, like this, so that now the variables will store the x and y position of the tank. Yeah, and after that we need to create the clone of heat impact also. So let's create the clone here. So for that, let's go to control, go downwards, and drag create a clone of myself block just below the set YEP block, and we are going to create the clone of heat impact this time. Okay, not itself. So we are going to create the clone of heat impact, and that's it. So let's see if XEP and YEP changes or not. Yeah, so if I click on the green flag and I will just shoot, so look, so it has stored the position of tank. Yeah, so that's good. And now let's go to the heat impact and make some code here. So to create the heat impact, first of all, let's go to events, drag a when green flag click block, and now let's hide this heat impact first. So let's go to the looks menu, go downwards, drag a hide block here. So first of all, it will be hidden like this. Yeah, and after that, when it is created as a clone, we need to make some codes. Okay, so let's go to the control, go downwards, and drag when I start as a clone block, And next let's go to the front layer first. So let's go to the looks menu, go downwards and drag a go to front layer block so that our impact shows just before this layer. Yeah, so that it shows like this. Yeah, not goes behind this sprite. That's why I just make it go to front layer. And next we are going to show our impact first. So let's go to looks, go downwards and drag a show block. So we are going to show the impact. And next we need to actually go towards this tank, yeah, if it is hit. So for that, let's go to motions menu, drag go to XY block, and now we are going to go to these positions that has been stored. Okay, so let's go to variable, drag XEP in towards the X position and YEP towards the Y position of go to XY block, like this. And also do the same thing. So let's go to looks menu, go downwards and drag a set size block. We are going to set it to 120% first, and then let's repeat something. Let's go to control, drag a repeat block, and we are going to repeat something 10 times. First of all, we are going to change the size. So let's go to looks menu and drag a change size by 10 block, and we are going to change the size by -10. Okay, yeah, so we will just start decreasing that explosion effect. And also let's change the X and Y positions also to make it look like some kind of explosion ejecting out. Yeah, so let's go to motions, go downwards, drag a change X by 10 block and drag a change Y by 10 block, and here we are going to give a random number. So let's go to operator, drag a random, pick a random number block twice or thrice, yeah, or 4 times. So let me just use 4 times. First of all, let's place it one inside a change X by 10 and one inside a change Y by 10, and we are going to pick random number from -5 to 5 for X position, and for the Y position we are going to make it pick random number from 0 to 6 only, so that the explosion looks like going upward, yeah, the fire. And next let's also change the color effect. First of all, let's see what happens just for now here. Yeah, and let me just go downwards, go to control, go downwards, drag delete this clone block for now, and let's see what happens so far. Yeah, click in the green flag. So look, it looks like some kind of explosion, but we have to make it more. So let's make this explosion more effective. Okay, look more interesting. For that, right now in the bullets, not in the bullets, hit impacts, so we have just changed the X and Y position like this, and let's change the color effect of our explosion also, or the hit impact. For that, let's go to looks and go downwards, and there is something called change color effect. Let's drag it inside the repeat block, and let me drag one of the pick random number block inside here, and I'm going to pick random number from -2 to 2. Okay, so we are going to change the color effect of our hit impact also. And next, so let's see what happens right now. I click in the green flag. So look, it has changed a little bit of amount of color, or you want the color to be very effective, look like effective, then you can just increase the number 5 to 5. Let's see what happens. Look, yeah, so some are red, some are some kind of thing. So if you increase that number, you will see the variations. And next, let's make some more impacts, okay, more realistic. For that, I'll just create a block. So let's go to my block, and let me just make this name more impacts, more IMPACTS impacts. okay. And here in the define more impacts, I will just go to control and drag a if block, and let me go to the operator again, drag an equals to operator, and let me place a 0 in the left part, and this pick random number block in the right part, and let me drag this whole condition inside the if block like this, and I'm going to choose a random number from 0 to 3. Okay, and then we are going to clone from here, also create a clone. So let's go to the control, go downwards, drag create a clone of myself inside this if block like this, and that's it. And next we are going to create more impacts in here. So let me go to the my blocks and drag a more impacts here before deleting the clone, so that we can see more impacts and more effect. And now let's click in the green flag. Now look, we can see more impact. Yeah, and let's make this impact for the helicopter too. So to do that, we don't have to do anything actually, so we just go to tanks and we have the code here, drag this whole code inside the helicopter like this, and we have got the code. And let's see if the impact shows in the helicopter as well. So if I click in the green flag, so this for the tank and it's for the helicopter also, so we can see the impact both on the helicopter and the tank as well. And that's how we create the hit impact, guys. And if you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel, and I'll see you next time in the next video, guys. Thank you.